お、いきなりの
Aren't you
敵
gonna
か
get
な。
up? Bad children need to be
レイヤー
punished.
すげえし。
Flame. Flame.
殺すことはないだろう。
Yay! I beat you.
だな。殺すことはないだろう。
Here.
もうやめてくれ。降参する。
あ、いた。魔法跳ね返してきやがった。うわ、危ね。
Yay! I beat you. There. There it is. Yay! Yay! I beat you. There it is.
やってみろ。
あ、そうなん。
Let the red rose of blood bloom forth.
はい。なんか持ってる。お。特にないのか。
Huh? Right now?
特にイベントではないんやな。こっち？こっちか。
If they want to starve us out, they need to stock supplies to Bruma from Skyrim. Those troops must have been patrolling the route to Applewood. The outlet is just ahead.
ああ、やっぱイベント的なもんやったんや。これか。
Up here, Dragonborn. You go first and then pull me up.
この上、あ、どこ？どっから上がるん？ん？え、どうやって上がんの？ここに扉マークがあるけど、あ、これか。王の広間。ついてったらいいのかな。
Rigmor!
お、シグンさん。
What?
ん？
What?
なんか話進まないんですか？
What? What?
Well met.
What?
What?
What? Huh?
何がよか
Right now? 入ったほい。
あー、これちょっと心当たりあるな。さあ、どうだ。ああ、いった。
Oh, the gods have looked
なるほどね。
down on us today. Oh, my baby girl.
なんとなくそんな気はしてたけど。
Dragonborn, how can I ever thank you? Come on, Mom. Let's sit down. Everything's going to be all right.
なんとかうまくいったわ。
Guardian, I take it you were not seen entering the city.
We got in through the sewers. I don't think they saw us.
Huh? Right now?
ああ、座って話さなあかんのか。視界が低い。マレさんの状況報告を。
2 days ago, Robert de Medallius arrived under a white flag of parley.
Bastard.
He demanded we surrender the city. When we refused, he cut off our lifeline to Skyrim and has sat there since, and has begun constructing trebuchets to assault the city and a log ram to force open the gates. We assumed you had
ラム
survived
と
and
透析
rescued
機を用
Rigmor,
意してる。
and they were now enacting exactly what I had expected. Initially, we expected the worst. Keris?
Robert said that you had perished in the fire, but luckily Rigmor had already sailed for exile. That he was going to speak to the Emperor and implore that he'd be allowed to marry her, that his love was still true.
Yeah, right.
Morag Sethius called for calm, and she would get down to the bottom of the reasons for the fire. And it was a sad day that so many lost their lives. She hasn't been seen for 2 days.
We fear she may have left for Table Mountain. Sethri informed us of everything, so now we know the truth. Have you spoken to him? He was coming to find you.
What? Huh? Right now?
いや違う違う。ん
Well met.
ああ、ここか。フリアソフ。ここにいる者は全員何が起きているか知っている。
What a wretched world it has become. But apart from what Sethri told us, we have been cut off from the world awaiting the worst.
Ingol is going to mount an attack soon. We can sally forth and destroy the trebuchets. I would advise taking control of the road into Cyrodiil. We can defend it from the heights. The mountains behind our backs are impassable and offer us natural protection. Once we gain control of the road, any attempt to take the high ground would funnel their troops into a withering fire from our archers. It would also give us time to reinforce the city, and temporarily open a trade route with our Nord friends in Skyrim. We can fill our stores for a long siege if we have to. Then we... Dragonborn?
立派な仕事ぶりを女伯爵。
I'm sorry. I didn't know my place.
And it is
リ
so.
グモールの顔
Your
もだい
place
ぶ見慣れ
at
て
the
きた
helm
な。
of your citizens.
気にならなく
Please
なったな。
continue, my child. We are all so very proud of you.
Then... we hold them off as long as we can until Leywin brings his main force to bear. This time we are many. Ingol and his veterans will be amongst us. He could direct small groups of resistance fighters in the mountains behind the enemy. It would make it impossible for Leywin to assault the city by conventional means, and he would have to starve us out with a long siege of attrition.
I take it you have spoken to Ingol about...
When Ingol arrives, he will have Sorella with him. And the city as secure as it can be, under our garrison with Captain Grimbold. The Dragonborn and I will escort Sorella to Coral, where we will meet up with Cassius.
Ah, Cassius Varon. I do love it when things appear to be coming together. I like reunions.
Cassius will guide us over the Colovian highlands and mountain passes into Hammerfell. With luck, he will have already secured the support of Quintus and his legion. We take Table Mountain, destroy the Bridge of Sighs, and that bitch is history.
Quintus will then march his army back down the Gold Road to the Imperial City.
I don't know. Hopefully, yes.
Léowyn would be forced to lift the siege of Bruma, or risk splitting his force to protect the citadel. Depending on the circumstances, we would need to decide what to do next. Then...
名家が皇帝を支持するかどうかにもよる。
Yes, who would join him, and who would abstain? So many scenarios. It all depends on Quintus. How quickly he can move from Anvil to Skingrad, gaining momentum to place his army outside Coral.
西の地方からの支援が得られるか、せめて彼らが何もしなければ。
It has been known for an army to just sit and do nothing on the battlefield.
If Cheydinhal and Breville side with Léowyn, we'll have problems. He could have his forces, effectively keeping Bruma in check, and still mount a three-pronged pincer attack from the three fronts on Quintus's army. We would be defeated. Maybe the best way forward, if we of course get this far, would be to relieve Bruma, attack Léowyn's army directly from the south, having Gol sally forth on the flank and crush the army.
Léowyn will move, my child. He will sit on the banks of Lake Rimar guarding the citadel. He will wait for Cheydinhal and Breville to reinforce his army and strike. The odds would overwhelm us all. The best you could hope for would be to relieve Bruma with Quintus' army and force a stalemate.
Bear in mind, any peace deal would only last as long as it takes the Emperor to bring Coral, Anvil and Skingrad back into the fold. There really isn't any other way than to fight, to the bitter end.
Dragonborn?
What?
その時が来たら考えればいい。でしょ？
Yes, of course. We must focus on the task at hand.
If you would excuse me, Lady Rigmor. Lady Sigurd,
リグモール
I need to go and check on the defenses.
立派になりましたな。
Of course.
These really are dark times we are living in. I think I will retire. I bid you good night.
I must apologize, Dragonborn. I'm so tired and must retire.
What?
おう。で、次は違う違う。あ、
I take it Sethri informed you of the consequences of destroying the soul gem?
What?
あなたが役立つ情報を持っているとも。
Ah, yes. Please allow me to explain. I have spoken with my mistress. She is very interested in our endeavors to thwart Morag Cepheus, or, should I say, Morag Baal. So much so, she has taken it upon herself to become directly involved, if needs must.
どうして？
Let's just say it's personal. If a rift is caused long enough for a certain Daedra to appear in person, then things are going to get very bad, very quickly, not only for you, but for all of Tamriel.
タムリエルに休息の時はないみたい。
No. So she has instructed me to give you
なんや？
this. Behold, Dragonborn,
ボエシア
the
のね。
eye of Boethia.
ほんまに目やな。取ればええの？
What?
これは？
The eye of Boethia.
お
But
お。
listen
ボエシア出てくるんや。
very
前回も出たよな。
carefully. Once in your possession, It allows you to summon Boethia to your calling, but only if you are within a rift between Oblivion and the mortal world, and another Daedra is present. If Molag Bal enters the rift, you must use the spell. Boethia will fight Molag Bal to the death. Actually, it's never lasting.
ボエシア vs モラグバルが見れるの。続けて。
Until you strike either one of the Daedra with this.
あ、違うか。これモラグバルのメイスに見えるけど違うな。
Huh? Right now?
スカージ。
Boethia is very fond of you, Guardian, and Rigmor. You are, after all, her champion. But it's Molag Bal she wants. There always has to be something ulterior for her to become involved at such a personal level.
彼女によろしく伝えて。
You may well find that you can do it yourself. Soon. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. And I, too, need my beauty sleep. Oh, and Guardian, inform Captain Grimbold to sound the bells once Yingol starts his attack. There isn't much we can do until then, so please feel free to make yourself at home. You deserve at least to relax and rest while you still can. Come, Caris.
取っちゃったわもう。マレサムとケリスは親子みたいな感じやけどちょっと愛人っぽくも見えるんだよな。さて再び二人きりになった。
Yeah. What shall we do now?
さっきはあなたの新たな一面が見られてよかった。立派な指導者になれるでしょう。
Yeah, right. I don't know what came over me. I just want this all to be over. Remember all those years ago I said about how you can't run away from your destiny? You have to face it. Head on. Don't let it control you.
What?
あなたを誇りに思う。
Well, I'm trying. It's not easy.
そう簡単に行くなんて誰も言っていない。
Thank you, Dragonborn.
What?
これからどうする？
Hey, wanna go grab a beer? We might not get another chance. Did you visit the Tap and Tack yet?
お、休憩入れようか。でも出入り禁止になった。そうやそうやんな。
The Countess of Bruma does not get barred, okay?
私の記憶だと常習犯みたいだけど。
Come on. After all this recent crap, I need a stiff drink. There's also some things I want to get off my chest.
先にグリムボルドに金のことを知らせましょう。
Okay.
じゃあ隊長のところに行きましょう。
なんだ？
隊長、状況は？
I have placed the garrison on high alert and placed sentries on both gates and spread the men out on the east wall. If they're going to attack, they'll have to try and breach the city here.
アップルウォッチに向かう路上で敵の偵察部隊を見かけた。城塞からはかなり離れていた。
They're just part of the blockade, keeping out of range from our archers. The north and west side is impassable for them. We can pick them off from the walls. Our only problem is that they've cut us off, not only from the rest of Cyrodiil, but Skyrim to the north.
敵はどれほど？
Leowyn has sent most of his garrison, and a company
わ、
of
ま
new
た
Imperial
多いんや
legionnaires.
でこれ。
Robert himself commands the field.
中隊か。敵はこちらの防衛を試してきた。
Not as yet. They sent some rangefinders the other night, and we returned fire. But, as no attack followed, I'm guessing they're waiting to get their trebuchets built.
厄介やな。宮廷相談役マレサムからの伝言がある。
Yes, Mom.
ユンゴルが攻撃を始めたらすぐに大聖堂の鐘を鳴らして。
Yes, Mom.
安全のため戦闘に参加しない市民と子供を中に入れたい。
It will be done as you ordered.
これで全員？
All fighting age men have been called to arms.
女は？
Those without children have been incorporated into the Shield Maidens. Although I haven't heard from the Fighters Guild. Maybe you and the Countess could...
直ちにそちらへ向かう。彼らについて知っておくべきことは？
Just a retirement home for old veterans, and a place for lordless knights to muster. Speak to Sir Gregor. He's been asking about you.
そう、誰だ感謝する隊長、任務に戻って。
Mom.
おー、これは一戦交えることになりそうですね。じゃあ一旦ここで終わっておこうかな。次回は戦士ギルドに向かうというところで。それではまた次回お会いしましょう。